Now this is a long video, so I want to keep this introduction brief. First, if you want to install the auto frunk on your own, I do have a step-by-step installation video for your reference. Now be sure to use my discount code teslaguy for a 10% discount on the auto frunk when you order it from Hansshow. Now the same applies for the auto trunk and the foot sensor if you want to add it. Now this video will help give you step-by-step directions in the installation process of the automatic opening and closing trunk. Now if after watching either of the installation videos you don't feel up to doing it on your own, Hansshow is working with more and more people across the US and globally for that matter. In fact, since I posted my videos highlighting the auto frunk, the list of cities has grown substantially actually. Now some of the cities include the San Francisco Bay Area, New York, Seattle, Dallas, and Phoenix, just to name a few in the United States. Now outside of the US, it includes Toronto, Paris, Dublin, Sydney, and Seoul, also just to name a few. And the list continues to grow. So be sure to contact Hansshow if you need installation services. Now, Larry Lee is the installer in both of my videos, and I can tell you from personal experience that he is very thorough and professional and did a great job on my car. He will even come to you if you live in the San Francisco Bay Area. Now, I will, of course, be sure to leave all of his contact information, including his website, in the description below. Now, without further ado, let's get to the installation. All right, we got it up, and here's the first step. Once again, you could probably do that with a screwdriver, right?
Yeah.
That's just a nice tool.
It's kind of like special for this. So those are, you can replace it. Some are already broken.
Ouch. Where did you get this tool?
Got from Amazon.
Amazon?
Yeah.
Do you know what it's called? We'll have to see if we can maybe click a link to it.
Also, I put a double tape because I don't
Oh,
want
so
them to
scratch.
paint.
Okay,
So
yeah. So how many clips are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, 13 clips. Oh, how far down does that go?
Well, here is a pretty strong. You put here or here, it won't move. Some
So
people put inside.
Some
but-
people there. Okay, so
yeah,
you like
put-
it here?
Yeah, put inside. When you drive, it has some like.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a good spot down there. Okay.
Yeah. So I put here, so you won't see it. And later we just connect the wire.
Two.
I have a confidence with.
Let's stay. Okay. on that end, okay. So what was the trick here? You want to make sure there's enough that gets to here?
I think that's long enough.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit longer. Yeah, that's the trick.
Put a little Vaseline on the end there, okay.
That's why I don't put the steak too early, so it's easier.
Oh, more Vaseline, okay.
That's it.
Wow. Got it, all right. And no cutting of, yes, very nice. Keep the OEM look.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So this is from my own Attatch the connector. Later on, it's just.
All right, so this connector here is already in the kit, right?
No, I did it my own.
Oh, so this blue piece you had to get?
Yeah, you don't have to. You can, or you can just connect together.
Just connect those,
Just
okay.
keep it wrap it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is just nicer and easier.
Yeah.
So.
But you got those off of like eBay or something, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So before I disconnect, I use mark.
Oh, use a marker to label so you know which.
So this one, this way is on the front.
So that
On
part.
the,
Yeah, the front part there. And it's black. You labeled it black. It clicks in there.
And then red.
The red, okay. And it won't click if you have it the wrong way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
So this, you don't need it.
Don't need that. Okay. Don't need that white wire.
Disconnect this and then put theirs. And then
Okay, that is the switch button. Switch button is right here. Original plug is this green and black, taken out from right here. And then you take the Hansshow and put that in there, the Hansshow one, and then the original one goes into the Hansshow plug as well. Now, what were these, those yellow pieces you got there? Was that just kind of...
That's just a locked wire.
Oh, was that part of the...
Yeah, if you disconnect, you have to take this one out, like
Okay.
this.
So those were out, right? And you put those in there?
And then you want to lock it up and put in.
Okay, and which wire is this one?
So this is a button.
This is the button. Okay. So the, oh, gotcha. So this right here is for the button that opens up or actually closes it. Yeah. So what we fed through here takes you into two different spots. Number one, right up here, and this will take you up to, looks like the kind of the latch release right here. That's what kind of goes right here. And then there's another up here. This is the button switch that we had looked at a little bit earlier. And again, this is the Hansshow plug here, Hansshow plug here. You have to take the original Tesla plug out, and then the Tesla plug goes into the other Hansshow. So kind of like a splice on both of these. And then this right here is the button switch right here. And that is all what's feeding through here. And at this point, it looks like there are more cables that will be hooking in later as well. So a lot of mess of wires coming through here, up into here. And then of course, as we mentioned, down here. And then on the other side, we got a lot more wires to mess around with at this point. So let's get going. The next step here. So you're taking those out because...
I have to go through inside. I forgot to.
Oh, this has to go through here. So all of those wires I just showed you, he's actually going to be feeding through here. So now we've got to feed all those wires we were just talking about that were connected. We disconnected those. And now he's feeding them from here. Of course, you can see where his hand is. He's grabbing in there, so just gonna grab them. Looks pretty easy if your hands are small enough to get in there. You got to make sure that's all in there properly, right? So water doesn't get in there. We're getting there. So let's do another quick review. You fed all those wires as you saw earlier, and they all went up through here. And then from here, that fed these wires, these 3 wires right here. You've got 2 blacks and this white one here. That white one, of course, then will go through there, connect into here. And it's all pretty self-explanatory. It's not gonna fit, you're not gonna fit a square peg into a round peg. These all fit together nicely, so you don't have to worry about plugging it into the wrong slot.
Light connector.
Oh, unplug the light connector. And there's more screws in there?
Yeah. 2 screw right here, 1 and then 2. They're 8 centimeters. 8 millimeter.
2 8mm bolts to take out. Ooh. So it's just 1,
1, 2.
just 2?
Yeah.
And it's that hard to get them out, huh? Just 2. And you have to do that in order to feed it through there.
Right.
Okay, what do we have here?
This is a battery.
Oh, this is what's going to feed through and connect to a power source.
This one's to the front battery. This is a ground.
So this is going to be the power source, really,
Yeah.
right?
Disconnected. I don't know. remember I did this.
Oh, did they? But we need to disconnect those, right? So 2 wires to disconnect right here. Make sure you disconnect those, 1 on each side. And this is where we get to feed the wire up to the front so we can get to the power. Taking down the seat. Does that need to go up here?
You can fix it later too.
Oh, okay. So now he's just kind of getting it through here. Just gotta tuck the wire into there, right? Yeah. Okay, I see there. Just tucked. Okay, it's under. Okay.
So here, have to poke a little hole from here.
Poke a hole, okay.
Yeah. More of this. really small.
So it's just a little hole in the rubber.
Yeah. This is only you see little wire. You close the door. Actually, otherwise you drill a hole under.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's pretty good. So you have to drill a hole, you say, in the other side?
On the other side, you have to drill a hole.
A big hole, huh?
Yeah.
So this is much,
Yeah. You know,
much easier. Okay.
light.
It's for the light?
For the on the
Oh,
side,
okay.
Each one has a light.
Ah, that's what you just disconnected, right? So what happened to the wires that you disconnected from there? They're just gonna...
It didn't say. It just say there.
Okay, so they're the ones that you just disconnected just stay unplugged?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's for the lights, okay. Did you plug in the buzzer? Oh, the buzzer, right? There we go. All right, foot sensor. Ah, we're taking the bumper off now. Okay. So at this point, if you don't have a foot sensor, you're done. You don't have to
Yeah.
do any of this.
You're done.
So now it's foot sensor time. Okay.
Each side has two. And then the other side has two.
Which size? 10 millimeter. Okay. Just like the Frunk.
And then in the middle has another two.
Oh, another.
So you're gonna have to take this one off.
Oh, it snaps off. Okay.
The performer model, it has like a kind of like a door you can open up. You don't need to take off.
Oh. I wonder why the performance model does.
Each side has a 3 clips right here. Maybe you can go this side better.
Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, you can barely see those.
And the inside has
And then behind?
yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay. 3 clips. Wow. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
down yet. This is I forgot what size. T25.
T25.
It's right here. So maybe
Oh,
if
wow.
you go this way.
Okay.
You can see it. So we'll open
Oh,
up
wow. Okay. Just one?
each
You one on
side.
each side, yeah. Oh, man. And that's is that a clip
Yeah,
for the screw?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a clip for the screw. Okay.
Just for the full sensor. screw this side on the top. Face like that.
Get that, there we go. So this side up, make sure that it is facing the back, okay. So this is all part of the foot sensor here?
Power.
Power for the foot sensor, okay.
This is the front.
Ground. And what is that for the light?
Yeah, for this one, the white wire.
So it goes to the white wire, that's to the light, to the lights.
Yeah.
And that goes to the white wire. Now, one thing we need to keep in mind here is that that blue piece is not there. You put that there yourself.
Yeah.
So normally what people would have to do is cut it and put it together.
Yeah.
Same thing over here. You put that yellow piece and that red piece on there. Otherwise, you'd have to take this and basically cut it and expose the wire and put it together. And same thing over here. This would normally not, okay. Ah. You gotta use your foot. If you're using your hand, it won't.
Full sensor.
Yes. So this is all pretty much it. Everything is hooked up. Everything is done. Everything works great. Larry did a great job here. And so what we got here is the foot sensor is hooked up. All the wires are hooked up. What needs to happen now is just like the Frunk. Now we've got to just tidy all the wires up, put all the bolts back, put the bumper back together, put the lights back on. So now it's kind of like halfway process. Everything's hooked up. Now we've got to get everything and put everything back together. So let's let Larry get to his job.
So this one, put this back.
I got to put that little boot back in there. I would have never figured that out. Wow. It's just a rubber piece that goes in there. Let me see that. So it's basically 3 clips. 1, 2, 3, and they just kind of pop up in there, and you gotta kind of clip those out to get those out, and then you just replace them with what Hansshow supplies. Okay. So that just kind of went on the side of the
Yeah, on
the box, the stereo box, or the subwoofer, or whatever.
But I have to make
Ah,
sure.
now you have to clip it in.
Oh, you use a buzzer?
I don't need it. I mean,
Let's set
where's
up
an
first.
easy place for me to plug it in if I need to?
Yeah. Right here.
Okay, so yeah, I could probably just.
Let me stick. Let's set up first. Yeah, I can do it.
Because I unplugged the other one.
Yeah, I saw that. So I just put.
And then I can easily just, unplug that. Good.
Let me try last one. Close everything.
So setting the strength at which the latch will close or the tailgate will close is different than that of setting the speed. The speed is very easy. It's right up here, so with this button, and you're going to hold it down, and we'll go over that, and we'll of course go over that in a different part of the video. But what you're going to need are two things: a screwdriver, and that screwdriver you're going to use to mimic the latch being closed. So then that puts the box into a mode to allow it to get ready for the second step, which will be to take this smaller screwdriver, which we'll use to push the pinhole button that's in the box. Now, because the box is already way back in here, it's already set, I can't show you in this part of the video, but I'll show you an image, a picture of the box and where that pinhole button is. So let me get started, and then we'll take a look at, listen to the different beeps and take a look at some of the different settings as well. All right, so my back is to you, I apologize, but this is what we're going to do. I'm doing the latch. You'll hear a motor move, you'll hear a beep as well. Now I'm going to push that button, that pinhole button I was talking about. I'm just holding it down. We'll start to hear a series of beeps. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We won't hear any more after that. So now it's set for the fastest or the hardest set closing. So let's go ahead and give that a shot and see what happens. Taking my finger off the button, I'm going to go ahead, and before we do that, we have to use the emergency latch to open it back up, okay? So now I'm going to push the button. Actually, you can't use this button. You're going to actually use the button latch right here, and that will close it for you. Now, you see how hard that closed? Again, sometimes it's going to need that to really latch on. In many cases, you won't need it to close that hard, but that is the hardest closing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open this back up for you, and I'm going to do the same thing that I just did, and we're going to show you the softest setting to kind of show you the different examples. So once again, my back's sorry. I'm going to go ahead and use the screwdriver to push the latch in. You hear the beep? So I go ahead and push down. There's the one beep. That is when I take my finger off the button or take this off the button. Now we're going to show you from the hardest closing set to the softest closing set. So again, we need to unlatch or use the emergency release to now unlatch it. We've got that. We can't use this yet. We'll go ahead and use this button here. So now it's going to close. You can see it barely closed here. Now mine did latch on. I'm lifting up and it is latched on, it's not a problem. But again, keep in mind there are some cars where this soft close setting will not work, and you'll need to kind of play with how hard this will close between the 1 and 5 beeps. So again, I just wanted to show you an example of one, which we just showed you, and the hardest, which I showed you before this one. And you can play with the ones in between that and which one works best for you. As I mentioned, all 4 of the settings work for me, or all 5 of the settings really, work for me from softest to hardest. And for me, I like the soft one, and that's the one I prefer. But again, if it doesn't work for you, then you have to maybe go up to 2 or 3. Now, Hansshow recommends somewhere around 3 or 4 for most cars. But again, if it works for you, then it's all a matter of personal preferences. All right, so we've gone over the strength at which the hatchback or at which the tailgate will close. Now we're going to go over the speed at which it will open and close. And there are several different settings in there as well. So the first thing you do is you hold this close button right here. Just going to hold it down. You'll hear one long beep. Now it's going into the setting. 2 beeps is the slowest. 3 beeps, the next one up. Now we got 4. We got 5. And it goes up to 6. So we've got the 6th setting in there. This is the fastest it will open and close. So let's take a look at how fast that is. All right. Now I'll take a look at it opening up. Okay. So nice and fast. So that's the fastest setting. Now we're going to go ahead and show you the slowest setting and take a look at that. So once again, same process. You push the button down, you hold it down until you hear a long beep. There it is. Now it's going into the settings. 1, 2. You let go. This is the slowest. I'm going to go ahead and push the button. And you can see just how slow it is closing. Very slow. Annoyingly slow, quite honestly. All right, we're latched in there. Everything is okay. Let's go ahead and open it up and see how slow this will open up. All right, so we can see just how slow that is. It hasn't even finished here. And we are open now. All right, so again, you can just play with those settings. Very easy. You can do it on a regular basis. If you want it to go faster sometimes, you want to go slower. It's a very simple process that you can do by using this button right here. Now the next thing we're going to take a look at is some people may be vertically challenged. I personally like to have this open up all the way. I'm nice and tall, but there are some people who may need this to open a little bit lower. And that's actually quite easy to do. Now one thing I want to point out is that to set it, you're going to need to pull this down in order to make that happen. But I want to show you something to kind of show that you need to do it slowly. See how it's caught? I did it too fast. And that activated it closing. So we're going to let that go ahead and close. All right, I'm going to open it back up. So again, I want to show you how to make the setting to make it open and then stop at a lower setting here, all right? So you need to do it very slowly so you don't activate it to close. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slowly just kind of pull it down to where I need to. Let's bring it down nice and low. I'm just going to, again, you have to do this slowly. I don't want to activate it to close. So let's bring it down nice and low. All right, let's say that's the setting we want. Now to set it, it's very simple. You hold this down until you hear that long beep. Once you hear that long beep, you let go, and now it's going to open at this setting right here. So let's go ahead and close it. I still got into the slow setting, so I apologize for, hold on, this is taking. There we go. It's closed, fully closed. Let's open it up. And there it stopped at the lower setting. So again, if you're vertically challenged, this is perfect for you. Let's say I'm this much shorter, right? It's going to be easier for me to push the button or this button right here. So again, this is how you set how high this is going to open and close. I'm going to set it back up for me here. I want to set it up higher. Again, just push the button, hold it down until I hear the long beep. I let go, and now it's set at this highest setting. So let's go ahead and close this up. Again, it's kind of at the slowest setting right now, so it's going to take a while to close here, but we'll get it. There it is. It's closed, it's latched up. We'll go ahead and open it up now. Open it up. It's going to open all the way up for you. And again, this is something you can do on a regular basis. If you need to you have it open up at a lower setting for that day, you can very easily do that. So that's what's the convenient part of this, is this right here. It's easy for you to adjust all those settings that you're going to need on a regular basis. It's closing the hatch at a harder rate. It closes harder or softer. That's a little less convenient, as you have to get back in where the box is, which is back here. But again, that's not something you're going to really be changing on a regular basis. Once it's set, as far as the latch and how hard it's going to close, you're not going to need to really mess with it anyway. If after watching this video you still don't feel up to installing it on your own, you may want to consider having it professionally installed. I'll post a list in the description below on which cities have services available. I also posted the list near the beginning of this video. Now I can tell you personally, after watching Larry install both my automatic frunk and trunk, the trunk looks much more difficult and would much rather have him do it. The frunk is much less complicated and will be easier for most people to do on their own. Now once again, if you would like to purchase a frunk or trunk from Hansshow, be sure to use my discount code teslaguy to get a 10% discount on your purchase. The frunk and trunk are $450 each with the code, and it added $45 with the code for the trunk foot sensor. Well, I hope you found this video helpful, and as always, until my next video, stay positively charged.